Hi everyone. Thank you for coming back to Spiritual Growth Tarot. I'm Denise and this reading is for Donald John Trump's Friday, October 2nd. Okay, so the forces in motion for him for the day, his challenges, his real feelings, his actions, his karma. The outcome for him, I'm sorry, that would be the future, and then the outcome. Okay. And I'll layer the Lenormand after, but for some reason I got guidance to wait, so that might be that I'm, well, could be for a couple different reasons, but it's okay. So with the moon, we have the forces in motion. So he's in fear, he's uncertain, of course he's in tremendous illusion. Illusion, delusion, fear. You know, with the lobster down here, we're talking about like really old crusty karma. And of course, if your karma isn't clear, you're going to be afraid. There's a place in our soul. Okay, so the spirit is pure and clear in each one of us. Our you know, inside of us, we each have a place where our higher self is in alignment with the laws of love and truth and equality and fairness and justice. Then we have our soul that's on top of that. But our soul does not have to be, and is not, if we're here on earth having incarnation after incarnation, we're trying to get something right. So the water here in the moon card, I believe, has to do with, you know, the incarnations of lifetimes that we have to keep going through until we get it right, until we can clear out this old crusty consciousness that isn't in alignment with the truth. The moon has to do with our ego. It's the filter through which we, you know, move through. So, you know, some people look at this as like, which wolf do you feed? You know, and whichever one you give more power is the one, you know, that's the direction to follow. And you can see this little, you know, direction here. I don't look at it that way. I look at it as, here's the gateway that you need to get through, back to the truth, back to the clear place, to clear out your soul substance, which is the river of life here. But I look at these two as being, you need to be consciously aware of your light and your dark. If wherever darkness you're not aware of, that will control your life. And that's what's going on with him. So he's in a lot of fear, and his ego is controlling him. That's the way I'm reading the moon card today. Okay, his challenge is, yeah, King of Pentacles. His challenge is the money. His challenge is him selfishly acting in his own best interests. You know, it's his own self-interests. You know, you've got the you know, the followers, his followers that say, oh, well, he doesn't even take a salary. You know, well, he has to take $1. They have to take something, otherwise it's against the Constitution. So I hope they know that. But yeah, he does donate. He definitely, I've done my research to see that he does donate quarterly, and it seems to flip around depending on what he wants to donate to. But oftentimes he seems to donate to the, well, I don't know if they can do the national parks and things like that, but anyway, he does things against the national parks. He does things against the EPA. He does things against climate change. He does things against the planet. So if he's donating towards it, then what's the difference, you know? But he's still profiting off of property that he owns. The Trump International Hotel in Washington and the Trump Tower in New York, he still earns money, you know, from those. And also he earns money from a television show that's in the UK. It's a spin-off of The Apprentice, I guess. And he has properties in the United Arab Emirates. Indonesia as well. Scotland's in there too. And the Philippines. So he can't say that he works for no money, because that's just not accurate. Not at all. Not at all. And especially when you add to the fact that, his Secret Service detail follows him everywhere he goes, because, they have to protect him, and they all stay at his properties. So there's that. That's what that is. This is the emoluments clause. That's his challenge. Okay, so his real feelings, yeah, he just wants to control everyone, and he just wants what he wants, and he doesn't care about anyone else. Yeah, it's pretty bad, I mean, do you get any worse than that? This is his feeling of wanting to be aligned with whatever controls and enslaves everyone else. And he probably is feeling enslaved by all this darkness, because he is. He is in alignment with the dark forces. He doesn't do anything that helps anyone else. It's all about him. Even the contracts he has with his own children, it's coming out that those where they make these large amounts of money, it still benefits him. And that he's never, even with Melania, wanting to have her own like perfume and makeup line or whatever, and she couldn't understand how it didn't go well. And her friend is telling her, Stephanie's telling her, well, it needs to have the Trump name. And she really wanted to have her own thing going on. Well, who knows what he's done with that, and who knows what he has said to her to keep her squashed down and small, So unless it's got the Trump name attached to it, he's not going for that. Not at all. So, but we are in the realm here with the Devil card and his feelings, and you know how hard it is to control your feelings, right? This is addictions. This is, major bondage, materialism. So there's that. Yeah. Okay. So, and then what he's actually doing? Ooh, he is having a hard time holding on to his money. Okay. Well, that's good to know. So with Four of Pentacles reversed, of course, it's the place where you're, if it's straight up, you have a little more control. When it's reversed, there's definitely, it just adds to this. So his feelings and actions, for once, well, probably with him a lot, are in alignment. At least they're congruent. They're doing. He's feeling and acting this, the same way. This is hoarding. This is hoarding. And many people have said that they were surprised at how in disarray and run down the Trump Towers were. While they were working on the Apprentice. But, of course, the studio would look great. All this gold and everything's great in the studio. But you go to his office and it's just a huge mess. And he doesn't throw things away, and he looks like a hoarder. So there's that. But anyway, so yeah, he's feeling like he needs to protect himself. This is actions. He's doing what he can to protect himself. So, of course, financially. He's doing, because remember, of course, the two important cards down here. He's doing whatever he can. He's very afraid. He's doing whatever he can to financially protect himself. Okay, his karma. His karma is that someday he will be suspended. Someday he will have to look at things from a different angle and wonder, oh, what did I do wrong? I have 3 major arcanas here, and I'm not even done. Wow. This is actually a good card for us to see, because this would be restrictions, being strung up, stopped, sacrificing something, having to let go of something. Let's hope it's his presidency. Okay, and then his future, we have the Knight of Cups. So from there, we're in that realm of an offer, maybe somebody pretending that they're going to rescue him. You know, it's being charmed. He's going to be charmed by somebody. But it's also, it could be also just an overactive imagination that's not fully grounded, based on these cards here too. Like, oh my God, I'm losing everything. What do I do? You know. Oh, and I want to clarify, the other day I said that he owed, well, I was correct in the owing of 421 million, but I wasn't correct in knowing that the entire 421 million that he owes in loans, and we don't know yet to who, and I'll try to do a reading on that, but honestly it's so hard because it's probably, I'd have to go through country by country, I'd have to go through like oligarchs, I'd have to go through a long list to even get to that. I mean, to give you like justice and give you an actual real answer. And I think it's just too numerous. He owes, of course, Deutsche Bank. Of course. Of course he's in bed with the Russian mob. Of course he's been in bed with the Italian mob. His family, he was born into that from Fred Sr. Fred Sr. was in bed with the Italian mob, and then of course the Russians came in, because that's how it went down in New York. You just have to look at history. So anyway, this could be an offer to manipulate him. That's what's coming towards him in the future. Because of course he's compromised up the wazoo. Terribly compromised. And then the outcome for him, oh, there you go again, looking to get away. Which country do I want to get away to? Is it Qatar or Qatar, however you want to pronounce that? I've heard it both ways. Do you even want to get away? But this is the outcome. So here we go with the offer that's probably not clean. Right? I mean, it's probably not clean. It's probably something in his imagination he thinks is good. And because he's strung up, he thinks he has to go. And he does. In order for him to not end up doing prison time, he has to go. And he's got, like I was saying, he has all these properties in many other countries, but which ones do not have extradition? I have a list around here. Hold on, here it is. Here we go. So the ones that I thought that he might go to, these are all countries without extradition. The other ones are African countries. I don't think he'd want to go there. Qatar or Qatar, however you want to pronounce it. Russia, he definitely won't go to Rwanda. Samoa, no way. Serbia, no way. Saudi Arabia, maybe, but then of course MBS will take all his, maybe he'll lock him up like he did with his, maybe MBS would lock Trump up and his family up, or whoever goes with them, or maybe he goes alone, until he signs over all his assets. But Montenegro, I think that was the country where he pushed himself in front of the ambassador to Montenegro. Moldova, maybe Morocco, probably. He would not want to go to Tibet. But anyway, these are the countries without extradition, where, he would be somewhat safe. Maybe Oman, I'm not sure. And I'm not sure if I've even pronounced that correctly. So, okay. So I'll stop with that. But anyway, that's the outcome, is that he needs to find a new, if it's not a new country, if I'm completely off in that, and I could be, then it's still, the outcome for him is a new plan. New plan, new decisions, and, maybe a new discovery. But we do have the world here. But, so, just to remember, just to, keep in the back of your mind, of course, since the debate, he might need to find a new tactic, because maybe the bullying that he did to Chris Wallace, Chris Wallace allowed himself to be bullied. And he didn't hold his strength, because he didn't have it. So so moving forward for Donald Trump, like, what's it going to be? Who's going to hold that strong position if he does a second and third debate? And I need to read on whether or not there will be one, but in the back of my mind, I really think that there would be. I think that there would be, but I don't know if it needs to have a whole different format and setup and rules, like either they cut the mic or have somebody really strong in there and not let him get away with it. But, with him, you can't, it's like diarrhea of the mouth. You have to just cut the mic. I can't imagine anything else that would work. Except for one of my friends, Sue Ellen, she had a great idea, is to have it be just Zoom. And then, of course, they can mute him when his 2 minutes were up. So, okay, let's layer the Lenormand. So, forces in motion. The star. His challenges. Yep, keep getting that card, right? It's the merriment, partying, addiction card. Okay, his real feelings. Yeah, he just wants to roar. He just wants his pride. With the star card here, I guess if I'm going to read these, I might as well start with this one. He's afraid that he's not going to get his goals. He's not going to get the hopes and wishes that he wants. With the stars card, with the stars, we're in that realm of, making lots of connections. Making connections. But, it has to do with your intention. It also has to do with the internet and something spreading really quick. So, of course, this could be COVID. This could be, because with this being these two cards being the forces that are in motion, it's the power of the internet, and it's COVID still going, and we are, oh my God, we're losing 1,000 souls a day in the USA, and we're up, worldwide over 1 million cases. So this is serious, and we're not even into, the fall and the winter, which, they call the flu season. So, okay, so anyway. But, the forces in motion have to do with, he's now famous for being insane. He's now famous for being an egomaniac. His ego is severely locked into this old, crusty place. Like, some creature stuck at the bottom of the ocean, a bottom feeder. Not that I want to put down lobsters at all, but they're bottom feeders. But, if you can eat them, they're good, but I don't eat them. Okay, so let's keep going with his actions. He's still working on secrets with the law, whatever he can do to keep a hold of his money. Yeah, his karma. Has karma about where his money's gone. And, of course, it's laundering money. We know that. Let's see. Now, moving into his future. Trying to find something more peaceful, but this is also the card of dementia, Alzheimer's. His outcome, and this is, just for the day. Well, so we have the man card, so let's keep going, because the man is him. And the key again, get this a lot. And the storks, which is, of course, trying to find a way, trying to create change, maybe trying to even relocate. So again, the man looking out across the water into the world, looking for the keys, to relocate. And this is just Friday, of course, yeah. And talking to people about it, talking to someone about it. But this is also a card of stress. The birds can be stress. So yeah, so this is just his Friday. But of course it's not good to have the moon especially coupled with the Knight of Pentacles is terrible. To have the Devil and the Hanged Man in the same reading is not good at all. Especially when you're involving the law and his money and his ego. And it's all going to be on display in the internet, over the internet, online. And how he did his shout out. You know, he did his shout out to the Proud Boys. Proud Boys, white supremacy. He did his shout out to them, told them to stand back and stand, you know, stand by. Was it stand back or stand? No, it wasn't stand down. It was stand back and stand by. Well, they got the message because that was all over Twitter right after that. You guys can look that up. Okay, well, I'm thoroughly disgusted by sitting in his energy and looking at his Friday, so I am gonna close this off, take some deep breaths, and let it all go. Thanks, you guys. Take care.